Rice made top target for Manchester United. That is the top summer target for Manchester United in there, and Manchester United have contacted Erik ten Hag in search of their next permanent manager at Manchester United. Welcome to Manchester United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? This is the channel that brings you the latest news from all the corners of Manchester United. Anything concerning Manchester United, this is the #1 portal. We are really going to get it in there. So today we are into this story of Manchester United preparing for its summer transfer targets in there for you, and secondly, they are looking for the manager who is really going to be the permanent manager at Manchester United in there. Today, as the interim manager who goes by the names of Ralf Rangnick came out into the press conference and said that they've not yet discussed about who the next manager of Manchester United is gonna be. That means the board has really excluded him from the negotiations in there for you, and we don't know what they are all about in there. But this is the channel that brings you the latest news information as far as this is concerned, and let's get straight into this story of Manchester United versus Manchester United making Declan Rice its summer target in there for you. This is the first story that you're doing on this channel, and we've been by the way, had taken long without coming in here live to do some stuff in there for you, but all in all, we are back, and we promise you that this time around we aren't going back. We're really going to come back in full swing, and we promise you to bring you the latest news and information of you guys that you really want in here at Manchester United in there for you. So smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to the channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now Manchester United have come out and made their #1 transfer target in there for you, and I'm asking myself, who are they signing this player for? Because it looks like they aren't really signing this player for anyone, because United has not yet confirmed that they're really going to bring in such and such a manager, and Rangnick has told us that they're not so much into him, and he doesn't know who is really going to be the next United gaffer in there. So I'm asking myself, who are United signing this player for? This is something that has been going along Manchester United for a very long time in there for you, and I'm asking myself, who are they signing this player for in there? But before I really get into there, I would like to go into the Declan Rice as a player. Does United need Declan Rice? Yes. Is he a fantastic player? Yes. Is he a player that can tick all the boxes at Manchester United? Yes. Is he a proven player? Yes. Does he have the big heart for Manchester United? No, because he's a player who supports Chelsea from the word go, and if at all Chelsea comes in and says, all right, we want your services in there, obviously he'll dump Manchester United in there and go for a side which goes by names of Chelsea. But the reason I feel like he's really going to sign for Manchester United in there, Chelsea have Jorginho, they have N'Golo Kante, they're having Kovacic in there, and they're having a Sol Niguez. They're having close to 4 world-class midfielders into that position, and can Declan Rice allow himself to go into a team like Chelsea to really go ahead and cost his career in there? Because going at Chelsea, he's not assured of a starting place at Chelsea. That's it, because competition is so much higher at a team which goes by names of Chelsea, and it's really high because he has to outcompete people like Jorginho, Kovacic in there for you, and I really know that it's not going to be something easy for Chelsea to come in and have a very big summer signing in there for you, because even the man who is responsible for it has put it on sale, and he wants to sell Chelsea off, and no one is willing to give him the $3 billion that he's wanting, and the only rich men that really want to come up and put up this team to sell it or to buy it, they want to form a consortium in there, like they get like 3 or 4 billionaires in there, and they come into this to buy a team which goes by names of Chelsea, something that doesn't sound well to Chelsea fans in there for you. And I don't believe that they're really going to go for such signings like of Declan Rice, because when you look at Chelsea, it looks like it's a complete team. It's a complete team, because if at all you have in the goalkeeping department, you have Mendy and Kepa Arrizabalaga. That's a complete department because they are 2 good goalkeepers. You go to the right back, there is Azpilicueta. They have Reece James in there for you. Those are 2 good players in there for you. When you go to the central defense, they're having Chalobah they're having Sa, they're having Rudiger, they're having which other player do they have in the mid? They're having Thiago Silva, Christiansen in there. So they're having close to 5 central defenders in there for you, and they are really hoping to go in for Jules Koundé. So it shows you how much this Chelsea team is so much packed in up. And when you look at Chelsea, the only weak link I'm seeing is the central defense, because they're having 2 central defenders who are really starters into their team, and they've not yet given them new contracts, and their contracts are expiring in the summer. And to be exact, a player who goes by the names of Rudiger is really asking for so much money weekly to stay at Chelsea in there for you. Christiansen, I saw a tweet from a man who goes by the names of Fabrizio Romano, who came out and really said that he is in thorough talks with a team which goes by the names of Barcelona, and Xavi is so much in hand for a player like him, and Xavi has really come out and told him that, please, you are going to be my #1 target. I feel like you're really going to be into my plans in there for you. And when you look at Barcelona, they are preparing for the retirement of a player who goes on Gerard Piqué, because has played so much football in there for you, and he cannot play game in, game out. So when they bring in a player like Christiansen, they'll be on a far much further side in there to come in and do the needful for a team which goes by the name of Chelsea. So Chelsea looks like they might lose 2 central defenders for free in there. So I will believe that Chelsea is going to spend most of its money in the summer on replacing those central defenders in there. And I will believe that they go for Jules Koundé, and maybe they can go in for Marquinhos in there, because Thomas Tuchel was once the manager of a team which goes by the names of PSG, and I feel like has good connections in there, because even Marquinhos is running out of contract at a team which goes by the names of PSG in there. So I will believe that this is going to give Manchester United room to get in Declan Rice, and that gives United a further hand in there, because I will believe that Man City cannot go in for a player like Declan Rice to spend that amount of money after having spent £100 million on an English player who goes by the name of Jack Grealish, and he's not performing well at the club at all. So I believe that they won't really risk themselves to go in for a player like Declan Rice in there. And I really believe that United is going to go in for a single race. No team is going to come in and compete with Manchester United for Declan Rice. But the question is one: Declan Rice, does he complete all the problems at Manchester United in the midfield? If as it is, and the players in the midfield that United are having are as they are, and they are going to start Manchester United, then Declan Rice will come in and really solve those problems in the CDM position in there for you. But my worry is Paul-Ebile Pogba's contract is coming to an end, you get, and he might be leaving Manchester United. That's it. Paul-Ebile Pogba, he might be on his way out at Manchester United, because as things stand, news leaked out like 1.5 months ago that if at all Rangnick remains if at all Rangnick is given the permanent job to be the Manchester United manager, Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United. So, but as things stand, United are so much into Pochettino, and they are starting to contact Ten Hag in there. That is the next story we are going to talk about. So it shows that Rangnick is totally out of the race, and Rangnick has come out in the press conference and confirmed to us that Manchester United have come out and said, Manchester United is not into talks with Rangnick. They have not yet discussed about who the next Manchester United manager is going to be. That's what Rangnick has come out and told us. So it shows you that Paul Pogba is on the brink of leaving Manchester United unless United comes in and breaks the bank, because they've already proposed a contract of £400,000 a week, and Paul Pogba has turned it down. You all know that. That means however much people have come out and said that Paul Pogba is all about the money, it's not all about the money. It's all about him going in there and win trophies in there for the club, because at the national team he has done it. He has won the Euros, he has won the World Cup in there for you. So he wants to win the Champions League with a very serious team. And you look at Manchester United, they don't look serious, because they undermine each and every manager that comes in at the club. They don't really go in for a manager that is really going to build this club in there. You see, now they're trying to make a signing of Declan Rice, and they have no manager in place. You get, so it's like they're signing players for themselves. You get? And it would have been very okay if at all United had a system like Pep Guardiola's at Man City, like that at Bayern Munich, like that at Barcelona, like that at Liverpool in there. Because when you have laid a system and you've built a philosophy at that club, at Manchester United, that means you can buy any players because you know the type of players you want at your team. Now, which type of players do you want at Manchester United? Because we don't know who the next manager is going to be, but United is hurriedly going into this deal of Declan Rice because you know that when you're really going to sign these players in the summer, you have to start talking to them and their agents right now, because if at all you start off in May, then it will be too late because the time won't be enough for you, because United, according to how things are really going, they have to negotiate very many deals. First and foremost, they have to negotiate deals and complete deals of players like a CDM. They need a young striker in there, that is a centre forward, and United might go in for a winger, you get, and maybe a central defender, because there is going to be an exodus of 2 central defenders from Manchester United, that is Eric Bailly and a player who goes by Phil Jones. That leaves United with only 3 central defenders in the names of Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, and Varane. And according to me, I don't count Harry Maguire because he has costed us lots of games. I really believe that we are going to be left with just 2. That means United needs to come in and bring in more 2 central defenders in there. So I really believe that it's really going to be a very tiresome season, and United has lots of things to do. And with the snail pace that United has to sign in players, you might find ourselves really spending the entire summer chasing after Declan Rice and signing him like 2-3 weeks to the end of the transfer window in there. So that is Manchester United in there for you. And first and foremost, they have failed to get a philosophy for the team. Secondly, they are not including Ragnick into these negotiations. That is something very bad in there for you. But I really believe that if at all Declan Rice comes in at Manchester United, he will be a very good signing at Manchester United. But my question is, why would United go in and sign in a Declan Rice at close to £80 million in there at a team which goes by names of West Ham, and don't go in for another CDM like Yefis Besuma? You get Yefis Besuma, there is Abaka Kamara, there is Haidara, such central defensive midfielders in there for you. So there is even this one, is called who? Diaz. He plays for, he plays for Napoli in there. Even Arsenal is Fabian Ruiz in there for you. He plays as a central defensive midfielder and he can play as an attacking midfielder in there for you. I really believe that those are kind of people that we're supposed to go in for, because you'll get him at half price, that of Declan Rice, and you get the £40 million, and you can really get in a decent striker in there for you, or another decent central defender in there for you at Manchester United. But all in all, we are just asking ourselves, what is United all about? Are they all about signing these big name players, or are we going to come them and give them a very good following on social media in there? Or they're all about building a certain culture at Manchester United, something that has not been here ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left, because Sir Alex Ferguson had really built up his team and has put up a structure. He knew that all I needed is I need a clinical finisher to lead the line and some fast quick wingers in there to bring in the crosses, plus decent fullbacks in there. That is what United was all about. United was all about a very fast playing team and crossing those balls into the area, the 18 yards box area of the opponent, such that these other clinical finishers get those balls in the back of the net in there. That is United, and that was the DNA that Sir Alex Ferguson built at Manchester United. But right now, if you are asked, what is the DNA of Manchester United? You have no answer to it, because all the managers United has been bringing in are having different philosophies. Look, David Moyes had a different philosophy from Van Gaal. After Van Gaal, they brought in Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho had a very different philosophy from Van Gaal. After Jose Mourinho, they brought in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a very different philosophy from Van Gaal. Sorry, from Mourinho. After Mourinho, they bring in an interim manager. That is Ralf Rangnick, and Ralf Rangnick has a totally different playing style from a man who goes by the names of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So what is this board all about, and who is really making these decisions in there? Because I'm asking myself, in this world, what does it have to take for a man or a person running Manchester United to know that I've made lots of wrong decisions at Manchester United and I should really change or do an alternation of what I've been doing at Manchester United, because all this is affecting the club of Manchester United. These are worse. We are getting from bad to worse. That is at Manchester United. When you look at the season, it's gone unless Arsenal comes out and really dopes its fourth place in there. But if at all Arsenal keeps on playing and winning its games, trust me, fourth place is done. No Champions League football next season in there for you. And I really believe that this is something that this board should know about, that every time we've gone ahead to make decisions, they've costed this team. What should we do? We are supposed to come in and do the needful and really forget certain things in there at Manchester United and leave this for the people, like people that really have the brain, like a man who goes by names of Ralf Rangnick there for you. So I will believe that it's high time United really got itself to the very good level. Bringing Declan Rice wouldn't have been a very bad signing, but who is going to be our next manager? Because very many players have been brought in at Manchester United. Look at Freddie. He was brought in by Manchester United. He was not used by Jose Mourinho. He was used by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You get. Look at Henrik Mkhitaryan. He was not a signing of Jose Mourinho. You get. So all those signings in there, they are not signings of the manager. They are signings of the board. Something that does not help United to build, because when you look at all the teams like Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United has spent more money in the previous 10 years than any of those teams. And all those teams have won more trophies than Manchester United. They've won league trophies, they've won Champions League trophies, but United has spent more money than them. It shows you that we are spending badly. We are spending on bad players in there. You get? Rangnick comes and tells you that he needs a CDM in the January winter transfer, and you don't get him one. Yet there were a player who goes by the names of Zakaria, who was at just 5 million euros. That is like 3.5 million pounds in there for you. And United couldn't raise that amount of money. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's really ridiculous. You get? That means for them, it's all about them saving pennies. Getting a loan fee of Anton Martial, 6 million pounds. Danny Van Beek, 6 million pounds. That is 12 million pounds in there for you. And they've given you 12 million pounds, you get, from those players. And they are really saving you from a salary of Anton Martial, because Anton Martial is earning 250,000 pounds a week. That is 1 million pounds per month. Then you multiply the 6 months Anton Martial is going to be away. That is 6 million pounds. Add it onto the 12 million pounds. That is 18 million pounds into the pockets of the Glazers. Go to a man who goes by the names of Danny Van Beek, 150,000 pounds a week. That means every month he was supposed to be earning 600,000 pounds a week. When you multiply it by 6 months, that is 3.6. Almost 20 million pounds have been saved by Manchester United, and they couldn't take off 3 million pounds to bring in a Zakaria who could have saved a United season in there. Because trust me, all the games that we've lost ever since Rangnick has come in, we've lost them because of the CDM. And secondly, because our link-up play is not all that the best in there. Some players don't risk themselves enough, like Paul Ebile Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, because they know that behind them there is a porous defense in there. And if at all they go ahead and really risk themselves, then United will be really passed through like a knife through butter. So I really believe that United should really come up and do a right thing for once. They should come up and do the right thing for once, because these are things they're supposed to be doing. Bringing in Declan Rice, it wouldn't have been bad, but I'm asking myself, are you really replicating what you used to do, or you are really showing us that you've changed? What is the change that Rangnick is bringing to this club? Did you bring him here to just mock him? Did you sell lies to him? Are you going to chase him? Because I really believe that Rangnick was supposed to be so much into the negotiations of the new coach in there for you. To the other side, however much Rangnick came out and said that they've not yet talked about the new manager, who is the new manager going to be. I really believe that there is another side. When I flip that coin, I really believe that Rangnick might be selling a lie to us. You get? I really believe that him coming to this club, he knew that he's going to be an interim manager and he was supposed to be involved into hiring a new coach at Manchester United. I really believe that he's so much into this, but he fears to tell the media that he's so much into this because questions are really going to be directed to him that who are you targeting? Is it Ten Hag? Is it Pochettino? Is it Ancelotti in there? And I really believe that at the end of the day, we'll be seeing stories that Ralf Rangnick has decided for United to bring in the next manager, and he's having a hand into that. I really believe that's going to come out in the story in there. So I really believe that United needs to use Ralf Rangnick a lot to build a culture at Manchester United, because when you build a culture, it's very easy to know who the next manager is going to be. Even if an experienced person is not there at Manchester United, it will be a culture like the culture you see at Barcelona. Real Madrid have a culture, Man City have a culture they've built for 10 years, Liverpool have a culture. You get 6-7 years ever since Klopp came in here. I think Klopp is here for 5 years in there. So ever since Klopp came in here, he has built a culture at Liverpool in there for you. When you look at Barcelona, look at Xavi coming in there, they know that there is a culture and they have specific players that they love at Barcelona. This is something that United should really go ahead and build, because teams like Aston Villa, Newcastle, West Ham, they are trying to take on this model. Even look at Arsenal. You get Arsenal had fallen off way back, and guess what? Because they've brought in a manager who has told them that I need to build my culture at Arsenal, he has almost sold every player that he has not purchased into this club, and he is now doing the best for the club, which goes by names of Arsenal. Do you understand? That is something that United should do. You get? Building a culture is far much important than really winning. You get? You might be winning right now, but you are not building a culture. That's the problem I have with Chelsea. I don't believe that Chelsea has built a culture. Chelsea are winning, but they are not building a culture, and that thing is going to come up and affect them. You get? Because when you look at Chelsea, Tuchel is far much different from Lampard. Lampard is far much different from Mauricio Sarri. Mauricio Sarri is far much different from Scolari. Scolari is far much different from Mourinho in there. What they do is that they will get that checkbook, get that manager, the players he wants, and then they will demand results in there for you. So I cannot really come out and tell people that Chelsea is among the teams that have built a culture, because when they ask you, what is the culture at Chelsea? Don't know, because they brought in different managers in there. But I really believe that the best explanation of a culture, look at Arsenal. Last season, United accomplished second and Arsenal accomplished 8th. But now, Arsenal, because the managers built that culture and these players are really going into and fitting it very well, and is signing players that are fitting into his culture, guess what is happening at Arsenal? Arsenal is in the 5th position. United is in 4th. United is ahead of Arsenal by 2 points, and Arsenal have played 3 games less than Manchester United. What does that show you? That a culture, when observed and followed for some time, it really gives you results that are perennial. You get? Not seasonal results, but perennial in there, that you will see them and harvest them. And if Arteta stays at Arsenal for a very long time, you're really going to see that he's really going to change it around amidst what the board is doing all what. But if at all they can go into and spend 150 million pounds for the next 3 years, Arsenal won't be the same as it is right now. And if at all they happen to go into the Champions League, they're really going to get in players that snapped them in the summer and the January transfer window because they were not in the Champions League. So watch that. Watch that, Arsenal. That is something that United should come in and really change, and that is the culture at Manchester United. Now, from that, as I talk about Declan Rice, and the price tag on Declan Rice is between 80 million pounds and 100 million pounds in there for you, and I know United or an English player, they'll go in and do it, because if at all they did it on Harry Maguire, who is a total flop at Manchester United, why don't they do it for Declan Rice, who is a player that is more likely to come up and shine in the club which goes by to Manchester United? So to me, I really believe that it's really going to happen, and United will go in for a Declan Rice, because they are not having any pressure, because Chelsea is first going to look at replacing the 2 central defenders in there for you. If they don't get a signature of Rudiger and Christiansen in there, that means they are losing them on a free in the summer in there. So that shows you that they are really going to be looking for 2 central defenders in there for you, and I really believe that these are the ones that are really going to go in for. And by the way, when you look at the performance of a player who goes by the names of Gallagher at a team which goes by the name of Crystal Palace, I really believe that they would think that bring back Gallagher at Chelsea is far much better than bringing in a Declan Rice. You know that, because they are really looking at that academy player in there for you. Let's cross to Ten Hag in there. News came in that United, the first story was all about Eric Ten Hag, interested in Manchester United job. Secondly, he has gone to improve his English. Thirdly, story came out, Manchester United is contacting Ten Hag, and I think they want him to put in his plan for Manchester United, what he's going to do for Manchester United, what does he want to be put in place for him to see to it that he really secures that position that Manchester United has really taken long without securing in there. And I really believe that, yeah, Ten Hag is good. I like him in there. I really like him because when you look at Manchester United, I really vary him on the players that he's having at FC Porto and the way he's performing at Ajax, not FC Porto, and the way he's performing in the Champions League. Because right now, when you look at Ajax, when you look at their league standings, they have played 24 games and they are having 57 points. They are 2 points ahead of a team which goes by the PSV in there. Remember, there are 18 teams. They play 34 games. That means 10 games to go in there. And they might clinch this title in there. That is Ajax in there for you. And when you look at their game, they played away the Champions League against Benfica. It was a 2-2 draw. And I think they're really going to go at their stadium and they're really going to get themselves a win in there. And when you look at how he's really playing and his display in the Champions League, it's far much better in there. It's the team that really scored the most number of goals and collected the most number of points in the Champions League group stages. That is Ten Hag in there for you. And when I really look at his style of play, I really believe that if he's with Ragnick and they sit down and they really bring in the best players they want, I think United can really turn things around next season. Easily, by the way, because if Dan Van Beek returns from Everton and Anton Martial returns, I think those two players, Ten Hag will like to use them a lot because I really believe that they are talented. Sancho will be a kind of player that's going to use, he will use Elanga, he'll use Paul Ebile Pogba if at all he says. Luke Shaw and Telles, I think that's sorted. Dalot will be his kind of player. David De Gea, though people think that he would be wanting a sweeper goalkeeper in there, but I really believe that he'll also use him very well. And I really believe that, yeah, when you bring in a Declan Rice for him, it will be okay, but he might say that, no, I think we can bring in a centre forward who is really decent at like 40 million pounds, and we get in a CDM at 40 million pounds who is like Kamara or Haidara in there, and with the scouting scope that he has, he can even say, no, I'm not bringing in a CDM because James Gunn has impressed me a lot, because we've seen him being one of those managers that has really groomed young talent. Looked at Matthias de Ligt, De Jong, Danny Van Beek, Hakim Ziyech. All those are players that he has really groomed in there. When you look at Anthony in there, one of the wingers that plays at a team which goes by the names of Ajax this season, he's one of the best that I've seen in Europe, and he has been groomed by Eric Ten Hag in there. And I really believe that when you have Eric Ten Hag, the likes of Shora Sheretiye, Elanga, there is this other centre forward for United who plays in the young team in there. I've forgotten his name. People like Ahmad are really going to get chances to come in and play. The Fortundos might find themselves with a certain number of Manchester United because this manager loves young talent a lot. And secondly, the reason as to why I love him is because of Danny Van Beek, because I really believe that if at all United brings in a CDM, just imagine a midfield of Danny Van Beek, maybe, Declan Rice, Bruno Fernandes, you get, because I won't include Paul Pogba because he has to first sign to know that he's really going to start Manchester United. Then think of a forward, Jadon Sancho, maybe a centre forward like Ronaldo, and Anton Martial playing off the left side, you get, and Eric Ten Hag is the manager, you get. So that means players like Scott McTominay, Fred Rodriguez are really going to go to the bench, of which they can be very useful from the side in there. So I will believe that Ten Hag coming at Manchester United would have been the best motivation for certain players in there for you, because we're having players that are really technical in there, and their technique in football and football intelligence is way up there. But you've seen that ever since Rangnick came in through, we've created very many chances. We've created many chances than any other manager in the Premier League, close to 170 chances in there, but we've not scored very many goals. It shows you that Rangnick has improved us very, very, very much at Manchester United, and it shows you how a decent manager can really improve us at Manchester United. Now just imagine, Ten Hag comes in at Manchester United. After coming at Manchester United, he is in charge of this team in the summer. You get? He looks at these team players and says, all right, I'm staying with Anton Martial, Rashford, I'm staying with you. I'm having Sancho, I'm having Elanga, I'm having a player who goes by the names of Amad Diallo, Facundo Pellistri, I'm having you all at the club. Shora Shoretie come in. James Garner, I'm promoting you to the Manchester United team. You're not going back to Nottingham on loan. You get? You see all that? He will give us the best that we have longed without seeing, because the summer, because they will start training, I think they'll have like 2 months of training in the summer, and they're really going to go to China in there. So I really believe that Manchester United will come in and do the needful to itself, because a player and a team, a manager who goes by the name of Erik Ten Hag is known and a proven coach. When you look at how he gets on along with these other teams in the Champions League, just pray to it hard that I know they are going to beat Benfica, and let them face teams like PSG. You're really going to see how Ten Hag goes on with his teams, and I really believe that. I want a team like PSG to face Ajax, and you'll see to it that Ajax is going to come out and knock out PSG, and that's how the board of Manchester United will get to know that Pochettino is not the right man for the job. It's Ten Hag in there, because Ten Hag will go in with his side that he has not spent lots of money on it, and he will really do the needful and knock out PSG. He knocked out Juventus like that. You get? He knocked out Juventus like that in the season of 2018, 2019, I think. Yeah, he knocked them out like that. That is Ten Hag. He's really great, and I really like him a lot, and I really believe that Manchester United can really get him, and he can really do us a very good job at Manchester United. I don't know what you guys have to think about this, but I really believe that Erik Ten Hag, to me, is the best choice. And however much people say that Pochettino is really going to come in and really bring him in, I really believe that no. I really believe that Ten Hag is the best choice and the only available manager in there for you, because even PSG might be knowing who are we going to bring in if at all we sack Pochettino in there for you. So I really believe that they're really going to be very much spectacle when they're really making this decision. Secondly, a player like James Garner will benefit a lot from the presence of Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United, and I don't believe that Pochettino coming in at Manchester United will really use a man who goes by names of Garner, but I really believe that Ten Hag will use Garner. I've had people coming out and saying that they've hardly seen a player who comes from the Championship and plays very well. I tell people, do you know Mason Mount? Mason Mount was with Lampard at Derby on loan from Chelsea, and when Frank Lampard was given that job at a team which goes by names of Chelsea, he put Mason Mount into the starting lineup. Remember that game at Old Trafford? United beat Chelsea by 4 goals to nil. 4 goals to nil, I think, yeah. And guess what happened? Mason Mount made his mark. Ever since then, he has never stepped back. Look at a player who goes by the names of Tammy Abraham, comes in at Chelsea and is doing great. So to me, I really believe that James Garner can come into that midfield and run it, provided he has a very good backing of the manager like Ten Hag. That's what I had for you here onto the Manchester United Matters channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. Go into the comment section and tell us what you think about Rice made top target or top summer target for Manchester United, and Erik Ten Hag being contacted by Manchester United to be the next manager of Manchester United in there. Go into the lower right bottom corner, click the subscription button, and then click the notification bell. That will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. I'm out for now. See you later and good night.